Welcome back. Today we have another betting video with Tony back on the couch for the one time. We're talking Super Bowl winners today. We each took an NFC division winner, we took an AFC division winner, and we took a Super Bowl winner. Tony's going to be free balling, but the rest of us do have those
I got my pick.
Set up.
This one's the easiest.
This is the lockety lock. We have every team in front of you right now, and we also have the subscribe button down below. So make sure if you enjoy this style of content, you make sure to drop a like and subscribe and comment down below who you guys have winning in the Super Bowl this season. It's very early, but it's never too early to predict. JMO, looking at the big board. We're not going to get straight into your favorite pick, but you're looking at the value on the board. What kind of speaks out to you right away? Like, what's the first thing you see, and you're just like...
The only thing JMO's talked about is that right side. JMO loves the right column over there.
The value on the right side.
You get 100 to 1
Raiders,
on the worst
Pete
teams
Carroll
of all time.
now. I mean, Gino.
I was telling you before yesterday, like, I wanted to pick a team that's like, I ended up not doing this, but I wanted to pick a team that wasn't chalk, but also, like, not out of this world. And I don't really see many of those. Like, maybe the Chargers, like, I feel like I'm just talking myself into it because the Chargers. I do think the Texans.
I was going to say, if you think Stroud can be like a legit MVP candidate, the Texans feel like.
For a team that's won a playoff game 2 years in a row, to be like neck and neck with the Bears, even though the Bears have hype, but they just haven't done shit. I feel like they're a little underrated there for the success they've had. And it's like, they're running it back with the same crew, might be a little bit better. Like, I'm projecting a little bit, but I don't see a reason they'd be worse, especially after changing the OC. Texans feel like the underrated pick here.
Yeah, no, it's valid. I think like every AFC team just takes a little bit of a hit because you got to go through those fucking top three guys.
Yeah.
You got to go through the gauntlet.
Yeah.
They played the Chiefs tough last year, though, in that playoff game.
Yeah. They also just have such a good path to a solid seed being probably in the weakest AFC division. I didn't pick them to win the Super Bowl. I'm like talking myself into it right now.
I think it's worth sprinkling on there, 35 to 1.
That is interesting. So we're going to go to my picks. We have the Houston Texans as Super Bowl champions. That is ironic.
As the champions,
yep,
all
I have
the way.
them beating the Birds. The odds you get for them to get to the AFC Championship or to win the AFC Championship is 15 to 1. You feel really good about that, and obviously 35 to 1 to win it all. The Birds are kind of like the chalk of just like they're the number one pick to kind of make it back, is they just have the best roster on paper. So for me, that's a no-brainer in that sort of sense. As long as Saquon stays healthy and Hurts stays healthy, this team should go back to back. I don't see anyone stopping them. So the other team was like, okay, AFC, what do I do here? I'm thinking if there's one team, 3-year starter, CJ Stroud, great defense. I mean, you look at the defense overall from top to bottom, it is fantastic. Daniel Hunter, Will Anderson leading the way. Aziz Al-Shaair is also a very, very good middle linebacker to have with Derek Stingley, Kamari Lassiter on the outside. They pick up C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who's done it before. They still have Jimmy Ward on the back end as well. Kalen Bullock. Like, their team is awesome on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, if they stay healthy, I truly think that they can take that next step. And taking a year 3 quarterback, I feel really good about as well. Just because he's now seen it, he's done it, he's been to the playoffs 2 times. They looked dominant in their win versus the Chargers. Obviously, it's the Chargers, but still, they had flashes of where they were really, really good. So I'm going to take the value here, 35 to 1. I feel like it's fantastic odds, like we talked about earlier.
Did you put in a slip on these two playing in the Super Bowl? I feel like the odds have to be fucking astronomical.
I didn't put in the exact slip yet, but I did take the Houston straight up at 35.
You worried about their O-line at all? I mean, that like kind of caved their season last year, and I feel like it might have even gotten worse now.
I am, but like they have a lot of year 2, year 3 guys coming in. Like they are replacing guys with guys who've been there. It's not like they're replacing them with rookies or unproven names. Like Cam Robinson's going to be starting at left tackle now, which I feel like is a very solid starter to plug into left tackle comparatively. Obviously, you lose bigger names, but I think for the most part, like the line can do it justice. And if they run the ball like I think they're going to run the ball, they should be able to balance out the passing game and slow down that pass rush.
I also feel like if something came out in the middle of the season, like someone's on the block, like the Texans are an aggressive team where they'd be in the market for, I don't know what that position would be, but like they're aggressive and they know like this is a good window while Stroud's cheap.
Yep.
Like they traded up for Will Anderson when they drafted him. Like they're willing to, I think, be a little risky.
That was a pretty fucking gangster move. I feel like it's not talked about enough for them to go 2-3, like trade up and
great
get both
moves.
of those picks.
So like it tells me like they believe in the window they have. Like they paid Daniil Hunter, I think like $30 million a year, even though it's only for 2 years. I think they know like this next 2 years, not to say the window's closed by any means, but like this is prime window.
Yeah, I think it's very good odds as well to snag them there. We're going to head to the next one. J-Mo's pick. So he ended up picking the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. NFC champs is going to be the Rams at 900. And then AFC champs, the Baltimore Ravens at plus 350. Why are you feeling the chalk?
They're so chalky. I didn't realize they were like the odds-on favorite out of the AFC.
Jair Alexander just pushed you right
Oh,
overboard.
my God. Their secondary is so good on paper between Marlon, Kyle Hamilton, Nate Wiggins, and Jair. Like, Chidobe Awuzi's now like the 5th, 6th best DB. When on the Bengals like 2 years ago, he was like their number 1 DB. Obviously, he has fallen off a little bit, but like it just shows how deep they are. And then the pass rush, it doesn't have like big names, but like for some reason they get like 9 sacks out of like a dude like Kyle Van Noy. It's like 33 years old.
Lit.
Yeah. And then offensively, I don't really think there's anything of mystery. It's like Lamar and Derrick Henry going to run it back again.
Business as usual.
D-Hop is there now.
Wow,
And then
that's
the Rams, I don't know what the other video was I was talking about. I think it was like Stafford is my sneaky dark horse MVP pick. It's just this is the best wide receiver duo he's ever had, and this is probably the most consistency he's had since he's been in LA. They've made a Super Bowl run before, and I would argue this team is just as good. I don't want to say defensively, because when they made the first one, I was like, they traded for Von Miller, they had Jalen Ramsey, they had Aaron Donald, but the way people talk about Jared Verse, he's up there. He's a dog. This D-line's a dog. My only concern is the secondary, but I think this offense, if Stafford does still have the juice I think he does, could be one of the best in the league.
I think the Rams are going to be a team that like no one wants to play.
Yeah, I mean,
They feel like such a tough team, and like they can bully you, and then Stafford's like still kind of one of the best quarterbacks in the
They were
NFL
2
right now.
plays away from even being the Eagles. Like they weren't.
gave the Eagles the toughest run in the playoffs.
Yeah, so
it was an ugly game in the snow. Like there was a fumble that helped them, but like still.
Yeah, no, it was. They're a very underrated team. I feel like going into the season of just like media consensus of not really being looked at because the Eagles look so good on paper that I think the Rams could definitely have a very good run there. Nick, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the NFC teams, and like I didn't pick the Rams, and I didn't take the Eagles either just because I didn't want to take them back to back. But like I found myself having trouble not taking the Rams, honestly, because I was like, I don't want to do an Eagles team, but I don't feel like super confident in any other player on the board there. So I ended up taking the Detroit Lions here.
Detroit Lions, Buffalo Bills.
I just feel like they're going to be so fucking hungry from last year. Like they got outed in such a disappointed fashion. I don't think their offense, like I don't think Jared Goff is built to need to put up 40 points a game in the playoffs to be able to win it. And I just think with the unlucky nature of how their defense kind of broke last year, with their entire starting defensive roster was pretty much hurt. So it was like, Jared Goff, you either put up 40 a game for us for 10 straight weeks, like no room for error, or we're not advancing. And I think that's kind of like what they ran into. And if their defense can like get back to full strength, I think they'll have one of the most sound rosters in the NFL. You know, obviously losing Ben Johnson is going to be a huge issue. Frank Ragnow's a big loss. But, I mean, they drafted a second-round guy out of Georgia, Tate Ratledge. And I think, like, that happened with the Eagles when they lost Jason Kelce, and everyone's, like, questioning whether or not their offensive line was still going to be good, and all the stats were being thrown out and the EPA, whatever. But I still think at the end of the day, like, when you look at the roster from the top down, it's still really, really good, and they're going to have such a chip on their shoulder. So I didn't want to go with the Eagles again, and it was between the Lions and the Rams for me. So I went with the Lions here. And then for the Bills, you know, we've kind of talked about it in other episodes before, but to me, they look like the easiest path to have the 1 seed out of the AFC. Somehow ended up with a really light schedule. They have a handful of tough games. All of them are being played at home. They don't have any stretch of the schedule where they're playing 3 road games. They travel across 1 time zone all year. Like it's a very soft schedule that you don't really notice if you're just looking at it. But throughout the course of the year, it's going to play really well for them. And they're obviously just a really, really good team. So I think they get the 1 seed, home field advantage. Like again, they got to get through. They shouldn't have got through Baltimore last year. They will have to get through KC. But at the end of the day, if you have home field, like I kind of just I give it to them. So
the Chargers. A lot of teams that could Could be potential sneaky upsets. Tommy, how are you feeling about the Bills? How do you feel about the Lions? We've had a lot of controversy about
Everyone's
the
so
NFC
off
North.
the
Dude,
Lions.
I was gonna say it
Everyone's
feels
off
like
them.
all the shine is now off the Lions, but like
Now
a
is
year,
when they execute.
right. But this was like the Super Bowl. This was like America's Super Bowl that I think everyone wanted like a year ago.
I think this was my pick like last year probably too. Maybe it was Lions Ravens or something early in the season.
Yeah, I think people are just having a hard time wrapping their heads around the Lions without Ben Johnson and without Aaron Glenn. Like it feels like they just lost a lot of pieces. So the logic is like if they couldn't get it done with the pieces, how do you
Aaron
get
Glenn
it done
is
now?
not like that to me is more like a talking point I think for people than it is something that I'm actually buying into, because while the personnel I think is going to be really good, I don't know that they were ever actually good to the point where I'm like Aaron Glenn.
But I think to his credit though, like especially last year, they dealt with so many injuries that I think Aaron Glenn did a lot to like kind of glue that defense back together as much as he
Aaron
could.
Glenn led them to be the number 2 rushing defense in the entire league with having no pieces. Like they didn't allow.
I mean, they had been a really good rush defense prior to last year too. But I think like I don't know. I think their personnel is better than the coaching is. I'll say like Ben Johnson for sure, huge loss for the offense. Like I don't know what that offense is going to look like and if they're going to be creative enough to be it. But I also think a lot of that's going to be offset by the fact that I think their defense will be a lot better, and you're not going to have to ask Jared Goff to throw the ball 40 times in a game and like be in full comeback mode.
Yeah. The other teams in their division are also like super sexy.
Yeah, for sure.
Very.
How do you
Like
feel
the
about
Lions
the
are a
NFC
hot.
North?
It's like the Lions are a hot chick, but like all her friends are also smoke shows. So
So it's like if she don't give you the time of day,
yeah,
it's like cool. I'm just moving on to friend
Wasn't
2 or
interested
3.
in you anyways. You're Jared Goff.
All right, Tony, we'll go back to the big board. What do you think? You're looking at the teams in general here.
I'm gonna get it out of the way. Like I think this is the Niners' year to make it back to the Super Bowl.
Okay. That's going to wrap it up here.
No. Hear me out, right? Tampa Bay, when they were hosting the Super Bowl, they were in it, they won it. Rams, when they were hosting the Super Bowl, they were in it, they won it. This year, Super Bowl's in Santa Clara. You know, maybe history repeats itself. But in all seriousness, I think what really killed us last year was our defense. The offense was like super mid, as the kids would say, but like the defense really was
Guy leaves
as
and he's an
GMOs.
uncle all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's crazy.
One unk on this couch,
He's
buddy.
coming back for some
Don't
unk
be doing
vids.
that.
But I was watching a Brett Coleman video, and it was like the Niners defense was the worst in like letting third downs convert into first downs, while also I'm not sure the exact stat, but it was something like the Niners produced a lot of third and longs, but also had those third and longs converted into firsts. And so I think with all the draft picks they had on defense and really just getting Robert Saleh back in the building, I'm hoping that the defense kind of brings this team's floor back to where it like was in prior years. And I'm a believer in
People are
Brock
worried
Purdy.
about his defense though. Like
What?
the media, I don't really know much about it, but
There were a
like
lot of
Hufanga leaving,
there were a
Greenlaw,
lot
but
of
they're, like, hurt,
subtractions,
though.
right?
Yeah.
Like, but Hufanga was in and out of the lineup for his entire career. Same with Dre Greenlaw.
Shadarius, though?
Shadarius. So like he's another one where he was out not for injury reason, but like they were dudes that it all goes along with like Debo. Like, oh, we lost Debo, but it was like, dude, if you watch Debo
Again,
play
just like a
last year,
talking
like,
point. Yeah, it's not
it
like-
almost feels like addition by subtraction. Maybe not so much with the defensive guys, but you've played so many games without them anyways. And I feel like they've done pretty well in the draft. Ricardo Green, I really like.
Is Bosa still like a top 3, top 5 guy?
In my opinion, I mean, Jack was last time I was here. Jack was ranking him, I think, well outside of like top 25 overall players. But yeah, I mean, he's a dude that I wouldn't trade anyone for. So
Their offense feels a little bit like there's a lot of parts of their team that feel a little unsettled right now. Like the receiver position, you have Ayuk likely on the pup. Debo's gone. Jennings like wants a new contract, or like there's like trade rumors around him. Can C-Mac stay healthy? I think more signs point to like things figuring themselves out by the start of the season, but it does feel a little bit murky right now.
yeah, I really like Brock though. I think that's going to be like the biggest question on him. So we'll see what he does, but I still think this team's floor is really high. I feel better about the Niners than most NFC teams, maybe like outside of the Eagles, but I'm riding with my boys.
I mean, it really is. After the Eagles, like, I don't feel super confident about
The Lions
picking
or the
one
Commanders.
being so much better than the
Yeah.
other. Yeah. Also, just to throw this in here. Sorry if you.
No, I was gonna say I do agree with you. Like I think the play is probably like Rams or Niners. Like
just like take the value there.
Yeah.
If any of you guys want to tail any of these lines that we take the matchups, there's a bunch of player props available to you. All of these lines are available on BetMGM. So if you go over there, they've got a great promo running for us right now. Deposit just $10. Use code DRAFT if you want our fantasy football draft guide, which goes live in early August. Everything that you need prepped for your fantasy football draft, or code TRIVIA if you want 3 months of our trivia membership free. So you get to choose which path, which adventure you would like to take, all right? Plus, you'll get $1,500 back in bonus bets on MGM.
And if you want to tell every pick that we are placing, make sure to follow us on Pick It and sign up there. Code BDG. The link is right in the description for you to sign up easy and fast. You'll also get a mini draft guide for that for the free. So you're getting a little bit of double duo there, a little bit of thing and bang. All right, we can settle it there. Panthers 150 to 1.
AFC pick?
Oh yeah.
I think I like the Ravens the best.
Dude,
I think I would go Ravens Niners. They can't keep flopping in the playoffs like they have.
due.
Like they're way too good of a team. Part of me thinks that, like, do we really want to keep doubting the Chiefs again?
Yo, what's up with is Rice cooked? Rashi done?
He's getting suspended.
Like how long of a suspension are we thinking?
He was getting suspended.
Yeah, he's cooked.
I thought he was just doing like 30 days in jail.
He's got 5-year probation. He's got to do 30 days in jail throughout that. I think he can choose, as far as my understanding, anytime during that 5-year window to do the 30 days, which won't be a problem because he could just do it in the offseason, obviously. But the suspension's going to come.
He's just gonna have to go to
think
jail.
so?
Off March.
Yeah.
Actually, September, I'm out.
Yeah.
I would say, from what I'm hearing, it's probably going to be in like the 3 to 6 range.
Okay.
So it could be kind of significant over the beginning portion of the year for sure.
Interesting.
I feel like they're gonna hit him with like the minimum sentence.
I don't know, dude. The fact that I feel like he got hit with something from the courts in like a criminal way feels like it's a little bit higher stakes from the league to now do it. 30 days in jail, I feel like
That's tough.
that's different than most NFL players get for a lot of crimes.
So
I guess so.
interesting. You like any of the like lower values at all here for the AFC? No Texans love. Charges.
I think the Texans call was a really
Anyone
good
like
one.
Denver? I mean, I feel like that's been talked about a lot in the media, at least.
I told you I put
Yeah.
I put one of the bonus bet slips on Denver as a 40 to 1.
Pittsburgh.
No.
No.
Denver, I do feel really good about because I know that defense is going to actually be smothering along with Bo Nix in year 2.
They got a great O-line too. Like, they got a lot of good pieces.
It's just the run game is what I'm worried about. But supposedly J.K. is going to be lead back to start the year, from what I'm understanding.
It's not super surprising because Harvey's a rookie. He's not a good pass blocker, but I think he'll be a good weapon there. I mean, they just need to sneak out and win their division really, and then hope that like those other teams kind of eat each other up in the playoffs, and then maybe all they need to do is beat one of those teams and kind of sneak through. So I don't hate Denver.
I feel like if we got crazy, like if Penix was all of a sudden like this top 8 quarterback,
No, literally talk.
they have like the weapons, the run game, the offensive line. They would need the rookies to hit on the pass rush, but like there is a story or a narrative you could buy into at.
I mean, we can
very
definitely
good.
win the division and get a home playoff.
Falcons
game for
actually
sure.
feel super low.
Yeah.
When
I
they
mean-
opened up at 7.5 wins, it felt.
Because they played a Panthers.
I honestly think it's. I think that is Vegas like really hedging their bets on Penix.
Dude, I thought
probably
he
a good
looked
bet.
good in his little sample size there.
I did too. I don't know. Down to down accuracy, I didn't feel like great about coming out of last year. But I mean, again, he didn't have like a ton of time to work with the starter, so I'm not going to read too much into it. I do think their values are crazy. Like,
They
don't belong to be
feel
down there.
every team above them in this chart, they feel better than.
Yeah.
Maybe not like maybe it stops at
Like,
Literally
for them
the
to
whole
be-
chart. I agree.
yeah. No, I mean
All
in
the
their
way
in
up
their
to Kansas
column,
City.
in their column
Yeah.
from Patriots to Steelers.
Yeah, like I don't think the separation with the Patriots and the Seahawks should be like an extra 20 to 1 odds.
No,
I even
not-
think they
not
should be
even.
like a lot closer to the Bucks. Like the Bucks aren't twice as likely to win the
Yeah.
Super Bowl as the Falcons.
Yeah, probably not.
All right. Well,
Shout
let us
out.
know.
So it really could be our year.
ATL.
Let us
it-
know your picks down below. Let us
not
know who you
done.
guys are taking. What else you guys?
We literally only got halfway done talking about the
Plus
Falcons.
25,000.
Okay, that's
Super Bowl
We didn't even get to
quarterback,
the defensive side of the
top
ball.
5 defense.
or special teams.
Who's this year's Commanders?
That's what I want to know.
It's got to be the Titans.
I mean,
right?
the only
was
option is
thinking-
the Titans.
Yeah.
The Titans,
I actually think they could be underrated.
What if Shadur Sanders is half decent?
I feel like Kenny Pickett is going to get 19 starts this fucking year because 3 playoff games.
right.
Yeah, Panthers.
Stop.
They're literally going 17-0. That's
Dude,
crazy.
I don't
If
know
Bryce
why.
plays like second half Bryce,
Dude, I'm kind of talking myself into Bryce Young.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I made the decision. I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah.
on Bryce.
You're
I'm
out on
out.
Bryce.
I'm so
I feel
out.
like I'm probably getting fooled. Like I'm gonna get rug pulled on Bryce Young.
no, you're
No,
not.
because the thing, this is the same thing that
No,
happened with like
you're-
Daniel Jones. He flashed half a good season, and then you buy into it for the
It wasn't
next
even
like
half. It was fucking
right.
4 games. for
I know,
Bryce.
and I'm gonna do the same thing with Bryce Young because he has
You just
Dave
lying
Canales.
for the
Propaganda
free.
started.
Lying for the free.
He has Tet now, so I'm just
He
like,
did only have like 4 good games.
No. He had like a good 6 to 8 good games.
No, he had a stretch of like 4 to 5 games that were good.
No. He played, I mean, he had what? A 20 to, what was it? A 20 to 5 touchdown to interception ratio during that stretch?
I don't know.
Like that's,
No
but see,
way
like that,
Bryce
that's
had
a stat
20
that people.
touchdowns.
He probably had 17 passing touchdowns all of last year.
yeah, but I'm talking about rushing too.
Oh.
Like that's what I'm saying, like
That-
touchdown ratio.
That's a stat we're gonna keep pointing to for the next like 3 seasons.
He ran a
being
lot.
Like he's got
he
that
was
upside.
he was 2 drops away from being the Chiefs and the Eagles, and we're saying he's playing like
I
ass.
mean,
He led the Panthers down to the goal line against
His
after
box-
being in his own
box
end zone
scores
against the
ain't
Birds.
Nothing to fuck with.
That's you guys propaganda.
He had like
over here to the
3-4
left.
good games, and they were against shit. These
Right.
we're literally out on Bryce Young as a brand.
That's
He's
I'm gonna-
too small.
He's tough.
Like,
Did we
Okay.
forget he's like 5'9"?
People be
Doesn't-
forgetting that.
yeah, facts.
I feel more.
Drew
concerned
Brees
about, like,
was literally the
Kyler
same
Murray.
height.
Dude, I actually
That's
saw-
crazy. The
Dude,
same
do you
fucking
remember
height.
Bryce Young's backpack picture?
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out again.
Did you see Jack standing next to Drew Brees?
No.
He like posted on a story they were next to each other. Jack was like a good.
Yeah, Drew Brees is the same height as Bryce Young.
No,
They're the same height.
no. Bryce is
Actually,
actually
they're
small.
the same height. Kyler Murray is the same height.
And Kyler's like 5'7".
They're all the
No, but
same
Kyler
height.
can run 10 times better than
He also
Bryce.
did.
Then Drew Brees,
He got a
fast.
trunk.
Okay, let's end it.
What do you mean?
Jets at 201 is great value. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe. All that sort of fun shit down below. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.